Hi, this is Adam Kunzmiller with Board Game Geek at Gen Con 50, and I'm joined by Matt Hyra with Cryptozoic Entertainment, and we're here to look at Epic Spell Wars of the Battle Wizards Melee at Murdershroom Marsh.
That's right, this is Epic Spell Wars 3, and it is bigger and epicer. So, this game is for 2 to 6 players, and it is a melee of wizards. And we've got, crazy wizards like, Embryonicus, Archmagi of the Future, Dungstar, the Poo Pope, Mad King Munch, the Nutcracker, Malice from Weirdo Land, Lord Darklord, Lord of Darkness and Kittens, and of course, Rear Admiral Pat Mahaney. So, a couple of these are actually vanity cards done for our Annihilageddon tournament winners from Gen Con from the past 3 years. So, and we're doing another tournament today. So somebody else will be immortalized like Clock and Early here. So these are your battle wizards. You get 20 hit points, and you got to stay alive. And the trick of the game is you put together spells using sources, qualities, and deliveries.
Okay.
All right. That's the maximum size of a spell that you place down. However, there's some new keywords in this set that make it pretty exciting. So first of all, there is cantrip. When you have a cantrip in your hand, you can add it to your spell by discarding a certain pairing of cards, like 2 sources, or 2 qualities, or 2 deliveries. It'll tell you, put this card into play by discarding 2 of something else, okay? It'll say what it is, either source, quality, or delivery, not just whatever you want. But that adds additional components to your spell, so now your spell is bigger and badder. Talking about bad, there's also, we got cantrip. Well, the Murdershrooms are a little hallucinogenic, so we also have bad trip as a keyword. Bad trip is if your spell contains 4 or more different glyphs, and the glyphs are like things like arcane, primal, dark, elemental, and illusion. That's the last one. If you have 4 or more of those, your bad trip component will actually resolve a second time.
Oh, okay.
So normally you are rewarded for having lots of the same symbol in your spell because it'll power up your power rolls the most. That's when you roll the dice, equal the number of components that match in your spell. But here, the bad trips can actually kind of turn that on its ear. In addition, helping out the bad trip is the deliveries are 50% creatures and 50% dual glyphed deliveries. So they actually have 2 glyphs on them, which means you're rolling a minimum of 2 dice for your power roll, and then you roll, and then you look at the chart for what it actually does on the card. So everything's amped up a little bit. We also have, of course, our ridiculous standee, and because this is an odd-numbered set, it does absolutely nothing except look good. Set 2, it did something functional. One more keyword, everlasting. That appears on many of the treasure cards, and that everlasting keyword means you don't lose that treasure at the end of the game. You can keep it even after you're dead. So that means you may start the next game with some treasures in play, because in game 2 there weren't very many treasures hanging around and you just wouldn't last very long, but now they're everlasting. So that's the other thing. And we've heard people mention that sometimes the larger games, because it's a 2 to 6 player game, can go a little long. So we had a quick match mode in set 2. Now that quick match mode is the standard mode. So you just play 3 games no matter how many people are playing. So it's designed to be an hour-long game.
Great.
And you get a point, point for every time you make a kill, and a point for each of your last wizard standing tokens. After 3 games, whoever has the most points wins.
All right, makes sense.
That is it.
Thank you very much for walking us through Epic Spell Wars 3.
Thank you.